Hey guys, welcome to Eyes of Reason here. We got a pretty interesting episode for you today. Um just making sure everything is good, and if you guys can hear me, just write it somewhere down in the comment section below. Gonna wait until we got a semi-sizable crowd here. Um, we should be live on. Just checking. Just checking here. So yeah, guys, we're gonna have a pretty interesting conversation, and I know what I'm gonna do. I am going to hit mute here. No, no, unpin is not the same as that. Okay, so yeah, so gonna introduce you to guys to, we have a panel for today. We have two of my pretty good friends on here, from different areas of my life. Uh, Going to start with my good friend Ivory, then we're gonna move on to Tony as soon as he gets background mic situation straight. But here's how the flow is gonna go today. We're gonna have this introduction, then we're gonna do a prayer, a disclaimer. We're going to talk about All Lives Matter. We're going to talk about Black Lives Matter. And we're going to talk about the LGBTQ situation tying into all of this. Um, so before we do our prayer, I'm just going to have Ivory say say an introduction here. Introduce himself. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that's what our disclaimer is going to be about. Yeah. Good, good. Okay, and so bringing it over to Tony a little bit. As soon as he gets to unmute, you need to unmute your mic, man. Nope, you are muted. You gotta unmute yourself. I can't unmute you. But yeah, after this introduction here, we're just going to have a prayer, then a disclaimer, because you know when talking about these issues, you gotta have something like that. Yes. Uh-huh. Okay, just describe who you are, just in short, in short. Yeah. Oh, okay. 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 Okay, that's an interesting fun fact there. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a quick prayer. Um, I'm gonna do just to. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do the prayer this time. Ivory, can you do the well, okay, a little bit of background about Ivory too. He and I think one of my very first memories of this guy is when we were out canvassing. And canvassing is an activity where you basically have to go around and you talk to people about Jesus Christ. And this guy was my leader here in that, and so that was pretty awesome. So Ivory, if you could go ahead and give us the prayer, I would appreciate that. Amen, amen. So yeah. Tony, I don't know if there's a bit of some sound coming from you, but I asked if you would just, yeah, I can mute you if your sound gets yeah, we're just gonna get into this discussion a little bit here. As you can see in the outline, um, we have to make a disclaimer because when you're talking about these types of issues, people want to call you all kinds of names. They want to, well, no, not that. We don't need to make disclaimers when people talk about African American conservatives, but we do have to make a disclaimer when we're talking about the LGBTQ community because, like it or not, they are powerful and they could get you fired, they could get you shut down, they could get you canceled, whole bunch of stuff that they could do. And so what this disclaimer is all about is basically saying that, hey, we don't hate anybody. We don't hate anybody. This is just our views. This is just what we think and what we've shown from the whole Black Lives Matter website and in other places. So that's all it is. Nobody hates anybody. Okay, that's just how we are we're talking about. So what started this conversation was basically I saw a uh an article on Facebook. I think Ari was the one to share it. And it basically was like, hey, go to the Black website and see what that organization is all about. And so if you go to blacklivesmatter.com, there's a section on here about what they believe. Okay. And what Black Lives Matter believes might not be the same thing as what Black people normally believe. And by Black people, I simply mean, the normal, not normal, the average Black person out there. The average Black person out there is actually pretty conservative and actually doesn't of course cares about life and living and things like that. But if you go onto the Black Lives Matter website, they have a section even what their goals are. And one of the interesting things that they put out here is that they say that they have here gender identity, gender expression. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. Okay. And then not only that, but they have here we want to disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure. So, nuclear family, guys, is male, female, have a kid. That's a family. Black Lives Matter wants to take that apart. They say that they're queer affirming. Okay, they say that they want to release people from heteronormative thinking, or rather the belief that all in the world are heterosexual, right? Not all in the world are heterosexual, but this is like some crazy interesting ideas out there about Black Lives Matter and what they actually believe and how they're actually set up. So just want to go back. What do you guys think, you know, about all that? And Tony, I need you to fix your sound a little bit. So Ivory, I'm gonna go with you. Mm. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it looks like we're having a little bit of a sound issue with Ivory. Um if you Yeah, with you. I don't know what it is. Figuring this out a little bit here. Tony, your echo is just really really bad. I'm sorry about that. Uh Hold on for a second. Hold on. With Ivory. If you Yeah, with you. I don't know what it is. Figuring this out a little bit. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Tony, your echo is just really really bad. I'm sorry about that. Just just doing some sound. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think they can hear you. Yeah. Your sound is coming in. Okay. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, we just got it's just, managing this could be a little pain at times. Hey guys, I see you on Twitch. Remember, if you guys want to um say something, talk back to us, just simply write your whatever your comment, is in the comment section, and we'll, we'll do just like this. Put it up on the screen. Um, Something you said, which I thought was pretty interesting, man, was that the Black Lives Matter movement says a particular something else. So can you kind of, you said that they weren't there for you, or they don't show up in the city when regular things happen. They only show up when it's like a catastrophic occurrence, it seems like. Mm. I'm Yeah. I mean, so we're probably gonna do this in a couple of different sections here, because the hashtag Black Lives Matters movement has a lot of Marxist and communist ideas embedded within it that I don't think people are realizing it when they are, doing hashtag Black Lives Matter, or celebrating it, or doing anything like that. They just don't realize, and it's really sad. But if we go back and we look, just go to their website, guys, into their what they believe section. They believe, we're gonna have another video later talking about the communist portion of it. But the title of this video, guys, if you just now seeing it, is that Black Lives Matter is gay. I mean, it's a gay organization because of these phrases right here. They foster a queer affirming network. They say it right here. And when they gather with the intention of freeing ourselves from the grip of heteronormative thinking. What do you make of that, man? Like queer affirming network. Like what does Black Lives Matter have anything to do with being queer affirming? Ivory, yeah. Oh, Tony, yeah. Oh, okay, go. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Tony. Does it? So what about the argument that, uh, you know, gay people are a part of Black Lives because, or trans people, right? Trans gay people, they're a part of Black Lives too. So maybe we can't just, take that up. Interesting. Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's really respectful, man. I mean, I think it's reality, right? But I think you bring up I yeah, yeah. So it's like I think you do bring up a good point though, in that it's not when the police comes, right, and they pull somebody over, they're not really checking for your sexual orientation. Hmm. So I mean, so because of that, because those things don't matter, why do they then put them inside this conversation here? Hmm. Inside of this conversation here. Mhm. Oh, hold on for a second. Hold on that idea for a second. We are having some sound issues, like big time. Uh, Sorry about that. Is your sound is not good coming through, so I need to figure that out. Real quick. Ooh. No, no, it's the audio is coming out from there, and it is not entering in through the mixer like I thought it would. from to main mix. So I'm gonna try something else. Okay, say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I want to make sure that our people here can hear you. So hold.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I don't know. Hold on.
What type of answer was that? Mm.
From to main mix. So I'm gonna try something else. Okay, say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I want to make sure that our people here can hear you. So okay, okay, yeah, you are now able to be heard. I verified it by listening to the stream itself. Sorry,
Okay.
guys, trying a new format here.
Oh, it's all good.
You know,
Yeah.
it
So
happens. So good news is nobody heard all of the stuff that he said. So that Tony
nobody
said.
heard what I said.
No one heard what you said or what Tony said. So
Oh,
I
okay.
can always say it again.
I don't know if you should say it again. But
It needs to be said, man. People play with fecal matter,
okay, so I'm gonna bring it back to Ivory again, and can you complete your thought?
All right, so you gonna edit this, right?
No. This is live. This is I'm
Oh, sh-
the YouTube is gonna be edited, but not the live because I can't edit that. It's because it's
No
live.
problem.
So Ivory, I'm sorry about that, man. Uh,
No problem.
yeah, can you say that again?
Yeah. So basically, what I was saying was that that I'm noticing a pattern of what minority groups do when they feel that they're disenfranchised or they're being, discriminated against, or they don't have the rights that they want. Like what they'll do is they'll attach themselves to whatever, black movement, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's the Civil Rights Matter. They'll attach themselves to those movements. They'll use those movements, whether it's Black Lives Matter or the civil rights, to get whatever agenda that they want. And so I'm seeing it's like a double Trojan horse, right? So it's like Black Lives Matter is using
Double Trojan
black.
horse. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
double Trojan horse
Wow.
because it's like they're using this black struggle, right, in order to get in their gay agenda, right? But inside of that gay agenda is a whole Marxist agenda, and it's like what they're trying to do is, well, it's already here. They've
Yeah.
already done it. They've they've started teaching these Marxist values to kids generations ago, right? And they did that in order to demoralize the nation, right? Then their next step was to destabilize the nation, and that's why we're such a polarized nation right now. It's like there's the right against left, and the two can't come together for nothing. It's like we're destabilized. They want to destabilize the family, destabilize the whole community. Everybody's fighting against everybody, right? This crisis that we're having right now, this was also another part of their, like, if you listen to what they're saying on the news, right? They're using this to make all these changes that they would not normally be able to make.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, their next step, just like what this website says, is they want to make all this craziness and all this confusion. They want to make this the new normal. So I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Yep.
it's like a double Trojan horse.
Yeah. Double Trojan horse. I think is the way to describe it. The family is the nuclear family is important for a reason. the nuclear family is the basis of Western civilization, and we're going to talk about this in the coming days. But the goal of Marxism is to change things out into a whole new world order. And how do you do that? You do that via destruction of the family. And destruction of the family is the core, is really my core issue here, is because when you destroy the family, what do you have left? The
Right.
government, right? The people want to be able to rely on the government for literally everything.
Right.
But that gets in the way if you have something called a family, right? And so by going into what is really sad to me is that people want to do these things inside of the black community, because the white community, a lot of the white community, the European community especially, are, totally caught up in this whole, well, a guy could be a girl and you can have 1,000 genders and all this kind of stuff. But the African American community is, and the Hispanic and basically all minority communities in the United States are not buying it for the most part. It's just not
Right.
uh it is not a cultural thing in there. So Tony, what do you got to say a little bit about this? Unmute yourself and see, because what is not you know the whole gay thing is, it seems like it's entering into our community when it wasn't there before.
Okay, so the gay thing started coming about when the gay people started putting more money into Black Lives Matter.
Okay, I mean, but I mean, how do you put money into an organization that seems like it's just people going out there in the street and just burning stuff up? Like, what do you mean by putting money into Black Lives Matter?
I mean, donating the money. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I mean it. More gay people at the top of the organization. They're putting more money into it, and they're influencing the people at the top. So they're controlling the narrative.
Okay, and so let's step back out just a little bit here. Why is it important for the black community to grab hold of the idea that, somebody could identify as 67 different genders? Why is this idea being, why is the double Trojan horse happening now with that? Is this just like an opportunity for the LGBTQ AAIP people, or is it towards a larger goal?
Well, yeah, the LGBT community been repressed all over history. Okay, all right. So anything they can do to advance their agenda in any cause, they're gonna put money into it, um, and they're going to do whatever it takes to advance their message. You know what I'm saying? If it is to, for lack of a better term, use Black Lives Matter, they're gonna do it
Mm.
because their main thing is to um, advance the gay agenda. You know, because Obama wasn't the first black president. You know, he had that gay gold mine going. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as he got in, what he did, made gay marriage legal.
Yeah,
He had
yeah,
to
yeah.
he had to pay his people off. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want that gay mafia coming after
Hmm.
him. Like they probably will come after us when this podcast.
Don't say that. Don't say that. But
Oh
I
boy.
mean, when there are groups,
I'm prepared for it, man.
when there
You
are
know what I'm saying?
when there are groups out there that have, the LGBT, I'm not gonna say mafia, lobby
Mafia.
is pretty big.
No.
It's pretty
No,
advanced.
no, Spencer, you must not understand. Them boys is cutthroat. God bless his soul. Uh and
Yeah.
Prop 8. Uh
Oh, you're going way back
to
now, man. You're going way
yeah,
back.
2008.
Yeah.
Me and my homeboy, Matt Capone, Marcus Higgins, we was protesting in West Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so Ivory,
Against
I want,
the
yeah.
gay. I mean, though, Ivory, though, we can kick it off to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the question is why now? Why at this time? Why this movement to try to normalize or denormalize the African American community?
Well, I mean, one thing that I know is that there are people or organizations that are very well thought out. Like they have very long term plans, right? There was one study that I read that said that the average household income in the African American community will be zero by the year 2053,
Oh
right?
wow, interesting.
Yeah, like they think that the average household income in the black homes will be zero by 2053. Um, there is an agenda that to disrupt African Americans for some reason. Like they want us to kill ourselves on the street. They promote abortion. They
Yep, yep.
promote music. They promote music that that makes us degrade women. That makes us think that being violent is is gangster or that's the manly thing to do. They promote this gay lifestyle
Yeah, yeah.
that like how can any people progress or grow when we're being subjected to all these different negative things. So I think that this is just another part of that plan. Like we're not killing ourselves fast enough. Like we're still multiplying a little bit too quickly. And
Yeah.
so this is just another way for whoever's in charge. I don't know who's in charge, but this using this unrest, making black people think that all white people are against them. None of these things that we believe in the black community are are good for us. They're not healthy. They're very detrimental. And so I just think that this is just another example of everything that I just said.
Yeah, I mean, so going back and just just looking at the language that they are using here, it's it's very, I would say, what's the word, problematic. I mean,
Right.
it's like
Mhm.
when you say here, okay, number one, it says, I just noticed that it said comrade, so I'm just gonna ignore that for right now.
Yeah.
That's just like what? Okay, I need to go through this some more. Um,
Look,
but it's like from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking. If the so okay, so number one, African Americans, we are already killing ourselves. I mean,
Right.
But
you
yeah,
know,
you know what I'm saying? It was
with the
100 and what 110 people shot in Chicago over the weekend this week. Hey, is Al Sharpton gonna come and speak at the funeral of that 3-year-old who was shot in the head? I
yeah,
don't think so.
yeah,
No,
probably
probably not.
not.
Probably not.
You know,
Nah, ain't gonna work out.
but here's the thing. But here's the thing.
But you know what I'm saying? That is a cute grandson of Grandpa Al. I just want to say that.
So here's the thing though. African Americans, we already have a big problem with, in some parts of our communities with gang violence, right? So when that is a big part of our problem, and then we compound the fact that African Americans have murdered over 60 million babies via abortion since 1972. I think when the year Roe versus Wade passed. Um,
73.
oh, 73, right? So right now we are 12% of the population. We were 12% of the population back in way back in 1963.
Hmm.
It's like the situation for that hasn't improved. Why? We will be double today if it wasn't for abortion. You
Right.
know,
At least.
at least double, at least double. But there's another group out there of people who don't believe in abortion, who are multiplying in this country, who are getting stronger, more voices, more votes. They come in legal and illegally, right? Legally through
Hmm.
um, actual birth rate reproduction, and illegally through the other ways that they do it. But their vote is enlarging. Their vote is getting bigger. African Americans, we have basically neutered ourselves, right? So by 2050, oh yeah, I mean that's that's crazy. But I think the same party that we've been voting for the last what 40, 50 years almost, right? That same party is looking ahead a bit and is making their moves. We're not going to name them. You guys already know who they are. But the idea of the African Americans have not even the police shootings, that stuff that do happen. Last year, 18 people were shot unarmed by the police. How many of those were black? 8. Okay? That's just last year, right? But yet in Chicago, just this weekend or something, 11 people got, well, no, 100 and something people got shot and about 11 died. Where was the outrage?
Right.
Where was Black Lives Matter, then? Even,
Right. Right.
I saw, I think, just one protest or something like that. They wasn't organized by Black Lives. They were organized by some ministers and stuff out there. But that's
Hmm.
so you got the gang violence on one side, and then you got the abortion on the other side, right? Crushing the black community in terms of a people group. Okay, and
Hmm.
that right there are far bigger issues, far bigger issues than anything with the whole all these other subjects. And so when it comes to, all lives matter, I think all lives matter is pretty important because we're talking about all of these issues, right? Police brutality,
Right.
more white people have been killed by the police than black people. Not only as a percentage of the total population, but just a percentage in general, sheer numbers in general, right? If you I'm not gonna go into a rant here. You can watch the previous videos where we talk about that the police are 25% more likely to shoot you if you are white than if you are black. So, and then when you change up the race of the officer with the race of the person who's got shot, there's no correlation. So you can't say that white cops are killing off us as blacks when black cops are killing off us off as whatever. You mix it all around. It doesn't diversity in the police department doesn't prove anything. And they said this during the hearings in the House, and I think one of them was in the Senate, and it was like, okay, well, if putting more black cops into the situation doesn't change black people from being shot, then it might be some other issues and stuff going on here. But we're not gonna get into all that. The
Yeah.
same situation.
Well,
That I think the situation right here is critical. What do you guys say about that? Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to say something really quick, man. I unfortunately have to get ready to go,
Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sorry about that, but I do want to thank you for having me on your panel, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, no, no problem. Um, And so, yeah, if you guys have any comments on this, let me know. Not Narj, I see your comment a bit. Trying to work on that. But yeah, man, yeah, thank you for coming on and for having this chat and dialogue. We're gonna get into some of the more Marxist bit of all this Black Lives Matter stuff a bit later with some other guests too. But
Okay.
if you just want to say anything, like how can people find you, how can they follow you, are you on Twitter or anything like that, or Instagram, or what?
Well, on Instagram, I'm Ive dot so IVEDOT. On Facebook, you'll just find me Ivory Dotson, IVORYDOTSON. I also have a website. It's shop NDJNS, so that's SHOP NDJNS. That's my clothing line, and
Okay, great. Wow.
yeah, yeah. So that's how you can find me.
Nice, nice. Thank you very much, man. So
Yep, thank you.
we're gonna transition a little bit here. Tony is working out the situation with his mic. Um, the whole see you later, man. The whole LGBTQ situation, like we were saying before, is pretty destructive to the African American family, and not only that, but to all families and to for all
Hmm.
groups of people, right? So
Yeah, because they can't reproduce.
because they can't reproduce, that's the main
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
main thing right there.
yeah. I mean, nothing a woman and a woman can do. I mean, they may create happiness with each other, and they may be well and fine, and a man may create happiness between each other, and well, that might be all right. But them two together trying to reproduce, that ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, I mean, but if we go back to what Black Lives Matter is thinking here, why do they want to push this on us? I mean, don't we have the right to say, hey, you could do what you want to do, but don't try to you know put it on other people? What's wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with that?
And like I said, it's the big wigs at the top, okay, that are of the LGBTQ lifestyle, okay, all right, and you putting all this money into it,
Interesting.
and you putting this money into something, all right, and something is not reflecting you. You gonna stop putting money into it, right?
Yeah, I think I would stop putting money into it, but why? But people are putting money into it. well, let's ask the people in Facebook. Let's ask people in the audience here. Interact with us a little bit here. Why
Yeah.
are people have you guys put money into Black Lives Matter or anything in this? Do you agree with Tony here about all that? Um Narja says, why is it my responsibility to have kids and why can't I just adopt? Why is it my responsibility to have kids and why can't I just adopt?
Nadia, why don't you want to have something in the world that looks just like you? Why not?
Well, I mean,
Why
if
not have your own personal mini me?
your own personal mini me.
Yeah. What's wrong with that, Nadia? What's wrong with that? I think that
Well,
would be nice.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. Let me read the question again. It says, "Why is it my responsibility to have kids, and why can't I just adopt?" Um, it isn't.
As a
Well,
woman, as a woman from birth, you was given eggs. All right. So yeah, it's your natural responsibility to reproduce.
okay,
Now, uh,
okay,
now, now, if you choose not to do that, that's your choice. But you know what I'm saying, you are slacking on your responsibilities.
okay. Well, Narja says
You know what
that
I'm saying?
he's a guy.
I- If you just no, huh?
He said he's a guy. So
But then that was weirdest.
he's
I
a
don't know
guy.
why would he ask that for?
So I mean, you don't have to you don't have to
That's just weird.
be fruitful and multiply. I come at everything from a Christian perspective, and from there, you should want to, you know, not as you know, and it's not. Let me think about this a little bit through because it's not for everybody. Having kids is not for everybody. Paul in the Bible, he didn't have kids either.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm 37 years old, and I still want to have kids.
Okay.
You know,
So that's good.
you know, you know, I think a little Tony would be nice for the world. A little a little Tony would be even better for the world. You know.
Well, I am not sure if that's a good thing for the world, but if you know if you want
Ooh,
that,
you started to
you
sound
could
like
do
a
it.
hater though, man. You know what I'm saying? Look here, we're gonna make you the godfather. And you're gonna have to change. We'll let you babysit. You know, every weekend.
Let's see.
And
Okay.
and nothing better not happen to my baby.
Well, that's interesting. Um, okay, so we got a little bit of a bigger comment here, and I have a little bit of a problem. Oh, there we go.
All right.
There we go. We're gonna put all of this on the screen. Um,
Yeah. Let's read that question out. Let's see.
yeah. Sometimes it's what does it say here? He says sometime because if I want to have kids, why can't I just adopt? Doesn't that provide a better life for someone who's already here? And given that, why are LGBT peeps destructive to any community? Great question, man. Great question. I'm gonna answer it first, and I'm gonna let Tony come in later.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
If
Go ahead. You got the flow
oh man, you funny
on
man.
your own show, huh?
You're something else. Um, First, you can adopt. Adoption is a great way of uh of um of of giving back to your community. Um, I'm totally not I'm totally in favor of adoption, you know, because you can improve someone's life here, right? So that's a great way. That's a, you know, nothing about that. So your first point is well taken. And given that, why LGBT peeps destructive to any community? They're destructive to a community if you want that community to grow, right? If everybody was LGBT, then your community wouldn't survive a generation. It would
Nope.
it would just it would just die out. So when you're thinking about your group, you kind of want your group to be preserved. The Bible says to be fruitful and multiply. The LGBT agenda, and I would gonna add too, also the Marxist agenda, limits the growth potential of human beings. So you have a little bit of LGBT people in the community, no problem. But there's gonna be a certain point in which it becomes unsustainable, and you got to make some drastic decisions. And as conservatives, we want to conserve things that are good. We want to keep them the same. We don't want too much social changes and stuff to happen there. Um, hey, Tony, you wanna take another crack at that question there?
Okay, reread that question.
Why are LGBT peeps destructive to any community?
Okay, I'm kind of go off what you said. No reproduction. Okay. Uh, you know, 70% of homosexual relationships don't last because they beat each other up.
Well, I mean, someone could say that
That,
about.
that that's not good for the community because you got two people arguing with each other. That's destructive.
Okay, I mean, but the same thing happens in marriages all the time, don't they?
Yeah, but it happens more in uh the
I
LGBTQ
don't.
gay, LGBTQ
Mm,
gay, whatever you want to call it. They are a little bit more violent towards each other than heterosexual people.
I don't know if that doesn't sound like a good reason, man. Sound like you need a little bit more. Why is violence in a relationship destructive to the community?
It's destructive because people ain't getting along. All right, you're
Okay.
doing more. You're doing more to destroy each other. Instead of understanding each other and being on one constructive page, you're doing things to destroy one another. All right. Uh, so that's destructive for the household, and it's also destructive for the community as a whole because you know, yeah,
Mm.
it's a lot of negativity that goes on with lesbian relationships. Okay.
Okay, man. Okay. I'm just going to read what Narji has to say again. He says, "I agree. If everyone is LGBT, then you're effed. But given that they represent like 10% of the population, how do they pose a threat? If you get to add to a community through adoption, okay, wait. One, you can add through a community through adoption. Two, if half of those end up adopting, then 95% of your community is reproducing right. They don't seem like a threat to me.
Yeah.
It's a threat, RJ, to the long term survival of a community into a group, right? I mean, even if there's a small percentage of them doing that activity, for example, when the whole gay marriage debate and stuff was coming out, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember it, Tony, back in 2010 or something like that.
2008. 2008. I was just marching on the front lines.
Yeah, I mean, so what did they say? They say they was like, oh, what happens in the bedroom isn't any of your business. That's just our thing, blah, 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 right? And now, ever since you took away the standard of marriage between one man and one woman, what happens is that now marriage is something that is defined as anything. I mean, so if it could be, so it could be between one guy and another guy, how come it can't be between two guys and two girls? Or two girls and two other girls, right? Or a whole community of people, or what, right? The
Whole,
standard of it
a whole
degrades.
polygamous relationship going on. Eh?
Yeah, the standard of it degrades, and you degrade the standard essentially, because there's nothing firm there and there's nothing foundational there, because it could be whatever you want, and because it could be whatever you want, it leads to this agenda, right? This heteronormative agenda, this one where the nuclear family, which is the relationships between a man and a woman and kids, is essentially unraveled and destroyed, which is why Black Lives Matter has this in their statement. They say we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family, right? That's one man, one woman, kids, right? We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. Notice that they didn't say fathers. Wow. I think I'm gonna go through this thing and just break it apart over different videos here. But
Hmm.
the destruction and the delegitimization of the father is the key idea here.
But then again, Spencer, the delegitimacy of the black male has been going on, and I really had to say this. Um, Slavery time, you know, the master used to go out and beat the black man, pull his pants. That's where sagging came from. What what I'm saying? The master pull his pants down while he beating him, and
I don't know if that's where I don't know if that's where sagging came from. I mean, that's interesting.
yeah. All right.
But look at
I stand by what I say, and I know what I know. All right.
interesting. Okay. So Medville, if it's not true, you need to specify what isn't true, because there's a lot of ideas being said. Narj says, "Do you think that one man, one woman, and less than three children, nuclear family, is a natural way for a family to be organized?" I don't think it's about the number
I
of
don't think it's
children.
about the size of the kids.
Yeah, it's not about
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not about the
It's
size of the
about
kids.
having that man and that woman there. The man and the
Yeah.
woman is the nucleus. It ain't about the size of the kids. Okay. You don't need to have Peter and John there. You need to have Peter and Amber there. All right.
Okay, Medville says sagging pants started in prison to let other inmates know your booty was for sale. Okay, interesting.
No, 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 no,
No?
no, no, Medville. What I just told you was true. Go back, do some Google searching. All right. Okay. Um, the slave master pulled the black slave pants down halfway, uh, and whipped him to embarrass him, and he had to walk back to the cabin after he'd been whipped with his pants sagging. That's way to embarrass him.
Okay. Well, we got
But but
yeah, okay.
but
Uh-huh.
uh, so after the Reconstruction, uh, they took that, they started sagging their pants to uh turn that into a way of of making fun of the white man.
Okay, so Google, so we got some more people coming on. Google says it's the prison system. So that just sounds like a better explanation for me as to where sagging came from. But getting back to what Narje say, look at what Narje is saying here. And and yeah, Tony,
The
if you could,
prison.
if you could look at this video on Facebook or on Twitch or on YouTube, then you could see what the comments are because I don't think he's able to see. But look at this. It says, "Wait, if it's not about the number of kids, then why does the number of parents matter? Couldn't more parents pulling their money allow people to live in a big home to provide their kids a better life?" The number of parents is prescribed as to be between one, one, just one man, one woman. That's how that was the intention
The
of
how
it.
it was supposed to be.
Yeah. So okay. So let's look at this question here. Why does the number of parents matter? So typically, individuals have what 2.3 kids. That's the average age. Um,
What is a half a kid?
well, yeah, that's when you take all the kids and you divide them by all the parents, that's what you usually get. People actually used to die off a lot quicker earlier in life. So parents used to so people used to have
Yeah,
more and more
because
kids.
what I'm saying. Back then, there wasn't more sanitized than we are today.
Yeah, so as civilizations get what's the word? More improved, they tend to have um fewer kids. So that's something that you just see all around is that
Hmm.
when you have kids being able to live longer, people have less kids, and then when they have less kids, because the cost of each kid just goes up a bit. So
So we gonna go ahead and say this right now. Today is Wednesday, aka Wash Up Wednesday. Get yourself in the shower and wash your butt, okay?
okay, yeah, my friend is a little Virgo at times, so just ignore him a little bit with that. Medville says,
Ignore me.
"Yeah,
Ignore me.
man, yeah,
No.
come on, man."
You know what I'm saying? Look here, the people of LA been knowing me for the last 14 years. They know how I get down. Okay, you may be new to this, but I am true to this, okay, homeboy?
Okay, guys, yeah, that's just how he talks. Let's say, okay, parenting took both from mother, father. Okay, Nardi
You
says
know,
if they could give kids a better life,
you're not gonna get a half a ton of bridge. You're gonna get all of it or none, okay?
let's see here. If they could give
Next question.
Next question is, oh, let's look at Facebook. What's going on Facebook? Um, okay, people on Facebook are saying something. Let's see what
What
they
they
are.
saying?
Well, dude, you need to join in the Facebook chat real quick. Um, I don't think violence is more pronounced in the LGBT community. I think it has more to do with
No,
fidelity. The
they don't
community
like to report it.
Fidelity. The community tends to be more promiscuous. So,
Yes. Oh, yes.
yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. They are correct on it. It's a lot of
Yeah, oh
yes.
yeah,
It's a lot of
that's pretty
uh.
interesting.
Yeah. It,
So
especially over there. I I'm gonna hate to say this, but it's the truth. Over there in Lamert Park, between
people
the hours of
people might not know where Lamar Park is, man. They don't.
yeah, between the hours of 10 and 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, if you're a man and you know what I'm saying, you want to get out there and make a couple couple dollars, there may be some prospects for you.
Uh okay, I don't know what to do with that. Let's go to the next question here.
Yeah, but basically the whole Crenshaw between Adams and Florence between 10 and 2 a.m. is a gay stroll, okay?
Okay, let's see what let's see what
Oh, you didn't want to hear that part, huh? Okay.
no, I don't want to hear that part.
But that's been facts for like 20 years.
Well, hey guys, you heard it here first. If you want to figure out how to get some homosexual activity going on,
But I don't
um,
know.
let's see. If they could give
All
a
right, man.
if they could give their kids a better life by pooling their resources together and splitting the parenting roles around the house, how's that different than hiring a maid or something to raise your kids? I agree that traditionally one man woman is a way family work, but there can be different structures that work better depending on people economic needs. I feel that adopting and giving your kids the best life is number one. Okay, yeah. So I'm a conservative, and what that means is that if something isn't broke, I don't try to fix it. I just don't. So man and woman in united together under a common cause, common purpose, both being equal yet being separate, yet having different roles, right, is the structure in which we have found to date, which is the best environment to raise your kids in. Some people could have 10 kids and it works out for them. Some people can't. They have 2 kids and, that's mostly it of how it works. But to take the family unit and then to try to create a another structure for this is is not is not is I don't think that that's healthy. And if we go and we look at the structure here of what Black Lives Matter is trying to do, they're trying to create that new type of structure. They're trying to create that new type of family unit, which is not which is not good. I mean, look at this, right? By changing the family structure to be not one of one man and one woman, but of something to where it's a family raising the kids is destructive. It's just not right. You're gonna have kids. You're basically gonna be putting kids in a group home. I mean, and not to say that there's anything wrong with, well, there is something wrong with group homes. There's a lot of stuff wrong with group homes, but not to demean anybody that have grown up in that type of situation or in foster care or anything like that. But that is not the best structure for kids. And the way you break down society is by doing stuff like this, is by not having a maid. Having a maid is a completely different situation than having a you know multiple different mothers. 4 mothers and 3 kids, and they're all. I mean, we're gonna do with so many kids and all that. It's not good. Ivory says, is a group home minus the father. Yeah, it is. And I mean, just going back to what Black Lives Matter is saying here, this is deep, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are accountable. How come they couldn't say mothers, fathers, and children? I mean, and do children really have a choice in this? I don't
Because
think
they're not about the
I don't
fathers.
think so, man. I
They're
don't think
not
so.
about fathers.
EY.
Why they're not about the fathers? Okay, you know, more about, what I'm saying, advancing the gay agenda. It's kind of hard to advance the gay agenda when you have a father in the
Hmm.
household.
Interesting. Okay, I think you're
You got
speaking the truth, man. But
you,
you just gotta say it
you,
in different words. Okay, yeah. That's interesting. Having a father in the home reduces the likelihood of people being gay.
yeah, of course. The father teach you how to be a man.
Mhm.
Now,
Mm-mm-mm.
if you got a feminine father in the household, then you might turn out to be, what I'm saying, a little uh gay. Not a little gay, but all the way gay.
Okay,
Because
let's see what let's see. We got some comments here. There was a point before the nuclear family. Before the suburbs, there was no need for a nuclear family. Oftentimes, people lived in multi generational housing. Do you think that changing and adapting to the times allows the best lives for people?
oh
Okay.
my God,
You want to answer
I,
this?
I would okay. So I grew
He's
up in
he
I grew up
says
in Indianola, Mississippi.
okay.
Okay, all right. So we had a 4-bedroom house, and we had 18 people in the house. Multi generations. Uh, my my mother, my grandparents, and myself. It's a wonderful time. You know, my grandma, love her soul. You know, she always make the greatest black eyed peas. You know, after she died, I can't eat black eyed peas no more because she was the best black eyed pea cooker. R.I.P. Grandma Bernice. Okay.
Okay, I don't think that answered the question. Or did it? I'm not quite sure. Nardi says this. There was a point in time before the nuclear family. Number one, I would ask when was that time at all? um, no, I mean before there was one man and one woman in the house. When we say nuclear family, right, we don't mean that. Okay, so we go back to biblical times, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a man and a woman came together and then they would have a kid, a lot of times they didn't move out, but they built on top of the house that they were currently in, right? I mean, they had their own family and stuff up there, and they would come down and they would intermingle with everybody else. You still see this in the Eastern cultures and other things today. Yeah, so that was a that's a thing. No one is saying to take out the grandma from the family, right? Or anything like that. No, what we're saying is that children, the backbone of society, is made up of families. It's not made upon villages. Ivory says villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to degrees of mothers, parents, and children. Yeah, mothers and parents, but no fathers. Yeah, that's exactly the idea that people are trying to go for, and it's destructive. Okay, so multi-generational housing is not the same as having a nuclear family. Those are completely different things. Any more questions for us? And Tony, try to make the camera go to your face or something, or at least look at the camera or something. Yeah. Um.
Is this good enough for you, Spencer? Huh?
Hey, yeah, I got pretty high standards when it comes to this thing. Um,
Okay, I
yeah.
standing for my damn self. Huh?
So yeah, you guys. Be sure to catch the beginning of this video because Ivory's on here spitting some truth, but I had bad sound issues in
Yeah,
in in, in
yeah.
the beginning.
And
But
I've been on here speaking the truth the whole show.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Oh, let's see. We got some more comments. I think this attack on absurd, but we shouldn't naturalize one way of living and condemn another for choosing a life path that they think betters their family. Hmm.
How can you messing with another man better your family? You're confusing your child for one.
Yeah, you're
It
confusing
would
it.
it,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
okay.
So
It would be
so
better. It would be better for you to have a relationship with another woman. But then again, if you're not feeling women like that, then oh my God, you really messing a child's um complex up.
psyche.
You know, yeah, it's gonna be. I guess like 50 Cent said, I grew up confused seeing my mama kissing a girl.
He said that
Yeah,
his mama kissed a girl for real.
man, I don't know. It was in a rap lyric.
Oh, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Okay, well, they make up all kinds of stuff in there. Um,
Oh my God,
so we should naturalize one way of living.
that's
Male
between a man and a woman.
and a woman, and then they have some kids, right? If they don't have kids, that's on
It
them.
ain't.
That's their
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
They can
It's a man.
adopt.
The
Adopting's
only
okay.
real relationship that should be respected is a man and a woman. If you can't reproduce, it's not a relationship. Y'all just two people mingling together.
Well, it's a non-biblical relationship. I guess it is a legal relationship, but I don't see how it benefits the state to have
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't
two
be legal. It shouldn't
two
be legal.
two transgenders, being in a thing. But what we're talking about, guys, is Black Lives Matter, and what we have shown in the beginning of this video. You should look, and what we see by their own standards here is that Black Lives Matter has been infiltrated by people. They're Marxist, number one, but number two, they want to actually go in and to destroy the actual family, and that is something which is which shouldn't be permissible, and it shouldn't be something that the African American community takes a hold of. Being queer affirming and all this other kind of stuff is destructive to our community, which already on one side of the argument is being aborted to death. Half of our population have been killed through abortion. So if we didn't do abortion, like the Hispanics and other groups, we'll be double the population that we are in the United States today. Think about how big of an impact that would be on our lives if, instead of being 13% of the population like we were in 1972, we were now 26% of the population. That would be a game changer. I think anyone would agree. But look back on our previous videos about Margaret Sanger and all those things, because for some reason, the African American community has gotten aborted to death, and because of that, our numbers are down. So if you're going to have abortion on one side and gang violence on the other side, all coming back at it, all crushing on both sides, then what do you think that the implementation of these ideas that Black Lives Matter want to go through, right? Why implement these ideas of Black Lives Matter? If we do the things that Black Lives Matter wants us to do, we are not going to have a uh, a black people. It's just not gonna be there. Who's in control of Black Lives Matter? That is a good question. Probably gonna have to reserve that for another time. Um, Tony,
The Jews.
what? No,
The,
no, man. You're not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Not gonna say that. Not gonna say that. That's you
that's
talking.
the truth.
But you
That's the
talking about
truth.
another group that's different than the. Oh, don't I don't wanna do it all that. Do you know Clarence Thomas? He's on the SCOTUS and makes many of the same points that I do. Yes, I love Clarence Thomas. Too bad there's not memorials of that guy. I think he's awesome. I think that Black America really needs to to
Memorials of the
recognize.
guy. He ain't dead
Yeah.
yet.
Oh wow, that's true. He no, but they made statues of Obama. I think they should make a statue of Clarence Thomas. I think he's awesome. I like many of his opinions and stuff on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a pretty awesome guy. So I got the sign that says all deaths matter, because if Black Lives Matter, then guess what? Black babies matter too, right? And because Black babies do matter, we should be against this stuff that they're trying to push on us on Black
I
Lives
can
Matter,
agree with that. I can agree with that. Yes.
right? Right. Which men are centered. Oh, so we're gonna so in some future videos, guys, we're gonna go through and we're just gonna just break down, like, we focus on this passage so far, but the demands of Black Lives Matter on the family is just incredible, and it's really sad. It's really sad of what is happening there. So who is in control of Black Lives Matter? I gotta do a little bit more research on that, but we're gonna have future videos talking about how Black Lives Matter is Marxist and what the dangers of Marxism is, of
George
communism is,
Soros.
and yeah, and George Soros. Okay. I don't know. I'm not big on the whole George Soros thing, but we're gonna have some more perspectives on that, possibly even tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So look out for that. We got 2 minutes left. If you are just now finding out about this page, please subscribe, um and everything like that. You could
You
find
know,
you can find us all over the internet. Eyes of Reason or Neo Adventist. But Tony, tell tell
I'll
tell
be back.
them
You know
tell
what I'm
tell them
saying?
where
I'll
where,
be
where,
back.
where
I'll be back if you let me on. I don't know if I messed myself up for the night.
Well, I'm gonna let you watch this video, and then you could decide if what changes you might need to make. I think we did well today. Do you guys agree
Uh,
in the comment
uh,
section?
I think I was very informative, letting the people know what's really going on. I just want
Yeah.
to say
Wait, want to say, man?
now, uh, you know, the leadership of Black Lives Matter Los Angeles have been very respectful to me. I really do adore the Dr. Melina Abdullah, who's the president of Black Matter Los Angeles. She's been very kind to me, and I do respect the fact that when my good friend passed away 2 years ago, uh, she did step up and basically finance half his funeral, and I do appreciate her for doing that. You know what I'm saying? I do
Okay.
not have.
Yep. You appreciate
Uh,
her. Okay.
I appreciate
And
Dr. Melina Abdul.
okay.
She's a great woman.
As
She's a great
as
educator.
That's the founder of Black Lives Matter, right?
Black Lives Matter Los Angeles.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she's do you know her?
Um, well,
Well, we could
I
talk about that later, but she might be a Marxist or whatever.
no. Look, I don't want to put no labels on her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Look, okay.
Okay.
I've been around a woman for a few years. I don't want to say anything negative about her. She is a great woman. Okay. Uh, yeah. I I I respect her dearly. Okay. And she is a great teacher. Now, the organization, the national organization that Black Lives Matter represents is on some bullshit. All right, I'm gonna just say it like this. All right.
Okay, okay. I think we're gonna wrap
Oh,
it
you
up
gonna end the
here.
show right now?
Yeah, it is 8:30 a little bit. So
All
if
right.
anyone else doesn't have any more questions, doesn't seem like it. I think we're just gonna we're
You gonna end
gonna
the show? All right.
well,
So,
hey, we've been on for what? I don't know how
hour and a
long.
half.
Yeah, an hour and a half, and that's the
You know what I'm saying?
typical.
I don't know. I might not be back on the show again, but it's all right.
it's it's
Y'all
it's
can always hit me IG Briggs 2483. And Spencer don't let me on the show no more. It's all good.
yeah. Hey, do you want to close us out in prayer, man?
Uh, dearly Father, thank you for allowing us to express our ideas tonight. Thank you for allowing us to hear each other out. Okay, and in Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay, great.
Amen. Amen. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Share the video if you like Tony in today in this new setup.
All right, yeah,
Share it.
yeah. Say that Spencer should have me on more often. Okay.
If you guys think that, then write it in the comment section
and,
below.
and then I'll be back on tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't like me, I ain't gonna be back on. Okay, I'm only here for the people.
Okay. And shout out to Ivory too. And yeah, sorry about the beginning of the audio with
It's all
him.
good. You got it,
Yeah,
you brother.
I got it. I
For
got
sure,
it
though. For sure.
together, and we got that. But like we said before, have a great day.